Chania is one of the most beautiful places in Greece. Protected from the oceans, this horseshoe bay is relaxing but offers a lot to do. So as well as the bay, you could walk along the harbour wall on your right-hand side, or you can walk the castle walls on your left-hand side. Go further to the next bay where there is a beach where you can sunbathe and one of the few places we went into the sea. Here you can eat wonderful fish dishes.
Delicious.
Chania is great to enjoy. Two sides, gentle, relaxing. The other side, more commercial and shops. And hidden away, a folklore museum. And a cathedral.
When the Turks occupied Chania, it was converted into a soap factory.
Many of the shops have an incredible history.
This building was originally constructed during the Venetian rule in Crete as the double-aisled church of St. John the Theologian.
Let's start by getting you into Chania. The ship stops in Souda Bay, and there is a public bus, a local bus, that'll take you in for €1.60. That's €3.20 return in 2025.
The bus from the cruise ship will drop you off just in this square opposite the statue and right across from the old market, which is the heart of the city. It's being rebuilt at the moment.
Well, we're back in Chania at the beginning of the 2025 season. They don't seem to have progressed very much with the building, although they've got half the roof on. It will make a great time-out building, I think.
The original marketplace was completed in 1913, not that long ago, but it does commemorate the year when Crete was united with Greece. We're going to follow the sign towards the old town, which is over there, and hopefully we're going to find the cathedral. The Cathedral of Iconium was built on the site of an older temple of the Presentation of the Virgin Mary. When the Turks occupied Chania, it was converted into a soap factory, and now it's back to a cathedral again.
You'll see some fantastic buildings, old buildings with wonderful history that used to be religious buildings that are now shops and have been converted. This side of the town is commercial. Further across to your left, it gets quiet.
At the end of the bay, if you turn left, there's an alternative way into the old town, and you'll pass on your left a vegan restaurant called Pulse. This is a lovely picturesque part of the old town where houses are renting out rooms, there are little wine bars, restaurants, beautiful shops. It's a great place for a stroll. Hello.
Can I ask you to do three things? Firstly, I'd love you to share these videos with other cruisers and people who just don't understand what cruising's even about. Secondly, please like the video. Thirdly, subscribe.
So this is obviously some ruins of something under here. It's a shop built on the top. This building was originally constructed during the Venetian rule in Crete as the double-aisled church of St. John the Theologian.
There's still a lot to come. Still to come, the little fishing village next door and the beach. We'll walk the harbour walls, then we'll walk the castle walls, and eventually we'll find the folklore museum, which is near the cathedral.
entrance to the Folklore Museum is through the Catholic Church tunnel, and it's in the courtyard of the Catholic Church. You go up the stairs to the entrance.
Chania does actually have a hop-on, hop-off bus, which will take you from the cruise port right over to the fishing village beyond the castle. However, I haven't seen it inside the port for years, although it does have a stop there. I haven't seen a taxi in the port for a while. The public bus tends to be the escape route into Chania. It takes quite a while, so try to get a seat rather than stand if you feel you're going to need it. As a suggestion, if you have a long day in Chania, maybe get a taxi across to the fishing village, spend the morning on the beach, have lunch, and then walk back, taking in the Horseshoe Bay before you take the shuttle bus back to your ship.
€6 for a margarita.
She thought she was going in there, but no, we're working. Can I ask you to do 3 things? Firstly, I'd love you to share these videos with other cruisers and people who just don't understand what cruising's even about. Secondly, please like the video. Thirdly, subscribe. The horse and carriage rides tend to be in 15-minute sections, and there are a number of routes.
25 minutes and €50 for 45 minutes, and you can see inside the different. The
the different areas.
Is the blue line around the whole port. The medium have €10 difference, but it's double the water.
Like the one in your tank.
As you can see from people's shadows, the right-hand side of the bay is the sun trap in the afternoon. Chania is such an easy place to walk. You can find you've ended up doing all your steps in the day without a doubt. We walked to the fishing village and all the way back, and we sat and had a drink in the sun trap on this side of the bay in the afternoon. There are walking tours, there are Segway tours and trike tours, bicycles for rent. But you may just want to walk yourself in your own time and stop where you care to stop, because there are so many places where you'll go, hey, let's just have an ice cream. Okay, the beach and the fishing village. Just how far is it? Well, you pass this maritime museum and the castle walls, and when you turn around to the left, just beyond this particular huge structure, you'll see the sea wall that we started with on the film. That's the bay over there.
The Byzantine wall was built to protect the city in the Hellenistic period, and it was built on the ancient ruins of Kydonia. If you walk away from the harbour, past hop-on, hop-off bus stop number 1, along to bus stop number 2, you'll pass the swimming pool, you'll come to a fishing village and a beach, and it's an easy walk.
Please do subscribe to Doris Visits. Hit the subscribe button. It's free to watch us on YouTube, and please share.
I would definitely recommend near Harbour Beach. You can walk here and it's beautiful. The water's clear, perfect place to spend a few hours.
All of the port talks, port guides are put into cruise routes. So this one, Crete, falls into the Mediterranean east. East Med, there is a West Med, and there's a Central Med.
Delish.
There's also Iceland, South America, Africa.
So there are a number of ways to spell Kefalonia, but let's assume that this one could be right. As you come off the ship, there's a little tourist office where they're very helpful and they give you a map. The bus stop couldn't be closer to the ship, and there's also a taxi rank right beside it. If you just want a little tour of the town for €7, you can jump on this train. You can explore Argostoli, the capital of Kefalonia, in 30 minutes. You see the bridge, the lagoon, the natural park, the central square, the archaeological museum, the city hall, the pedestrian course of Livostroto, the cathedral, and the Catholic church of St. Nicholas, all in 30 minutes. Just a short way past the bus stop, you'll come to the main road. Let's go and have an explore. Charles Le Boffet was responsible for this stone bridge, which separates the lagoon, a great breeding ground for turtles, from Argostoli Bay. How do I stop? How do I stop?
The highlights are Ashore San Biscardo village, the Melisani Lake and caves, St Andrew's Monastery and Rabola Winery, where you can sample some local wine, Sami, where they made Captain Corelli's mandolin, or the Castle of St George, which used to be the old capital. Or you can just come for a walk with me.
Just like in life, you can turn left or right. In Kefalonia, it's the same. You can turn left and go to the city, or you can turn right and have all this nature and go to the sinkholes and the watermill. Whoop.
Please read Cruise Ship Heist and review it on Amazon.
As you come out of the port, you get your tourist map at the tourist information desk. They say turn left to spend more money. And if you turn left from the ship, there are plenty of beaches where you can swim. But if you want the best beach, it's Ladies Beach, and it's beyond the castle the other way.
After Ottoman Empire, he made the modern Turkey, 1923.
Right.
Before 1923, the name of the country was Ottoman Empire. But 1923, he made modern Turkey.
This Pigeon Island fort was a naval base protecting these shores during Byzantine and Ottoman times.
Check out all our cruise ship tours on Doris Visits. Like and share.
Fun fact, there are over 2,700 books in this library, so nearly enough for every person on board because the capacity is 3,000.
The ship has too much to show you in a minute.
Just outside the Artisan Food Hall is the Panorama Pool Club. So this is the Royal Court Theatre and it has about 835 seats. Beautiful theatre. Just past the pub is the Bright Light Society, where you can take part in an immersive interactive show.
An evening of burlesque dance and immersive theatre.
Still on deck 2, this is the Queen's Room.
This is a very clever space. This ballroom has a balcony around the top, but as well as being a ballroom, as it's in the round, it can transform to having a club feel.
Moving on along deck 2, there's the chart room. It's quite quiet in here during the day, so it's a great place to come and sit and read. This is the Britannia restaurant where we have our dinner, and look how beautiful it is.
The full 18-minute tour is on the Doris Visits channel.
We come down to the beach today. If you turn left at the Marina Park where we got off and just stroll along, the beaches get better and better the further you go.
As a cruiser, you'll get to Athens over and over again. And each time you do, you'll find something new.
As we walked away from the main taxi rank, we got offered a taxi for €10 to the Acropolis, which is really cheap. So this is wonderfully near Montserrati Station, which is just behind the museum you can see in front of us. The flea market is to the left. Plaka Square is behind the museum. Views of the Acropolis are on the hill.
Acropoli e Templo Partenone.
Is that the temple of Herodotus Atticus? We're heading back to Syntagma Square. The square is opposite, Parliament is behind you, and everything is signposted. Outside the Parliament buildings, we're so lucky to see the changing of the guard, and they must be so hot. They've got thick white tights on. So this is the top of Areopagus Hill. It's very slippy to climb, and there's no easy access. If you want to take a picture of the Acropolis, the best place to take it is from the top of this hill, because when you're up there, it'll be very hard to get the whole thing in the frame.
You're with people, which is what I enjoy doing, obviously. So I went on a cruise, which was round the Indian Ocean, which is where most of the Somali piracy had happened. So people thought I was a bit crazy, but I knew by then it had died down. And there was a gentleman giving a talk on Somali piracy in the Indian Ocean. And I thought, well, this will be interesting. And for me, it was too factual about figures and money and ransoms. Never once did he mention the seafarers. And for me, that's what the last 4 years had been about. And so rather stupidly, I said, oh, well, I could do better than that. And my friend, the chaplain, said, oh, well, I've got the email address of the lady who does the bookings. So I wrote off to her, and they responded very quickly and said, yes, we'd love to have you. What are you going to talk about? And then I thought, oh, perhaps I should have thought about that before I wrote the first email.
Please hit the subscribe button to Cruise Doris Visits. And also review the books if you read them. Thank you very much. Jean's Port Guides are in playlists on YouTube, so the Caribbean is in the Caribbean playlist, and all the others are in their own playlist. Please subscribe.